Hi, thanks for watching my video today. This is a presentation that we did for the British Chamber of Commerce in February, the theme being solar rooftops, getting it done. I decided to put this onto YouTube so that I could share and give people more information, so I hope you like my video. About our company, Kunini Electrical and Solar EPC Services. We've been established since 2002. And we've been in the security business since 2002 to 2009, where we was doing electrical lighting, but was also doing alarms, access control, and CCTV as well. We stopped the security business in 2005, concentrating just on the electrical and lighting business. In 2011, we introduced the solar PV business, and we're still doing that today. And we introduced consulting and electrical and solar design business in 2010. So a quick visual timeline here. When we started our company, we started as Kunini Security. That's how we began our business. We was doing alarms and access control in the early days. And then we moved into electrical and lighting midstream. And then we introduced solar in 2011. And today we're doing solar EPC as a business division, plus the electrical and lighting as a separate business division. The time to install a solar rooftop is now. And why is that? There's three key points that have determined that now is the right time, and that's costs, technology, and regulations. So we talk about costs. The cost of solar PV in general has come down. The price of manufacturing and the actual demand on solar has been so great that it's brought the prices down a lot, and that has allowed the market to expand rapidly, especially with solar rooftops for commercial businesses and factories. The other thing as well is if you talk about solar panels, if we're talking back 3-4 years ago, a standard solar panel was maybe around 250 watts for a 2 square meter panel. Today a standard solar panel is around 400 watts for a 2 square meter panel. So you can see the technology has changed a lot, allowing the systems to be installed at a more cost-effective rate as well. So other advances in technology is with inverters as well. Inverter technology has increased a lot, and inverters these days are much more stable, and they give much more efficiency as well to the system. We're seeing solar inverters lasting easy 5 to 10 years without any problems at all. So technology's come around quite a bit. And the third thing is regulations. In Thailand, regulations and rules for installing a solar rooftop have been really made clear, and there is more clarity between all the different parties, so that it is easy to install a solar rooftop, and it is allowed to install a solar rooftop, whether that's on your house or on your factory or on your other business as well. So what do you need to know? The regulations and rules, it is permitted to install a solar rooftop for self-consumption as long as you follow all the rules outlined by the ERC, the MEA and the PEA. Regulations and rules, zero export policy is in place. That means that you're not allowed to export to the grid, so that means you have to design the system correctly. So you have to complete the solar rooftop design in accordance with the ERC guidelines and the MEA and the PEA guidelines as well. You need to look at the power consumption plan. You need to look at single line drawings, solar rooftop layouts, AC, DC connections, etc. The roof structure, and everything needs to be on the MEA and the PEA equipment list as well. So that's rules and regulations. Ownership options these days, self-financed and owned. That means you, as a factory owner or a developer or a residential owner, you can own the system 100% yourself. If you're a larger establishment, such as a factory or a business, then you may be able to get a PPA contract, power purchasing agreement set up with a solar service provider. And the third option is with bank finance, but that's normally quite difficult to do. So what you need to know, continued, starting the process. The initial step to installing a solar system is to have a consultation between the solar EPC company and the roof owner, whether that's residential or commercial. It doesn't matter, because we have to see if it is viable as well. Sometimes, the customer may want to have a solar rooftop, but it just doesn't make sense for them. Maybe they don't have a big daytime consumption. Maybe they do have a big daytime consumption, but they don't have the roof space to put it on. So we have to talk about all these different options and just actually make sure that at the end of the consultation that we can see that it's viable or it's not viable. So that's very important for the first step. Sizing the PV array, we have to make sure that we size the PV system so that there's no excess electricity feeding back into the grid. That's very important, so that we don't waste any energy and we don't install a system that is too big for the needs of the project. So equipment for a standard solar rooftop system, basic components are solar inverter, solar panels, solar mounting structure and distribution panels for AC and DC. What's the procedure? Consultation and evaluation, as I said in step 1. Site evaluation, which we call a solar survey. You need to do due diligence and contracts and legal, especially if it's going to be a PPA contract. Financing, if that's applicable. You have to work on any permits and licensing and see what's available, what's needed. You have to look at construction and then operating the system. So that's how it works. And the 4 steps really are construction, grid connection, commissioning and O&M. So basically, after consultation with the solar service provider, the facility owner will have a good idea on the suitability of their roof for a solar PV system installation and the type of preferred business model. So the differences between self-financed and third-party ownership. If it's self-financed model, that means the roof owner decides he wants to put a solar system on his roof, then he basically he needs to buy that system 100% on his own through his own financing or whatever. The investment cost depends on the size of the system. The electricity saving, he gets full electricity savings for the lifetime of his system. The ownership is 100% owned by the facility owner. O&M is normally 2 years by the developer or the EPC contractor, and after that other negotiations need to be done on new contracts. The benefits is they receive the full savings over the 25-year lifespan or more of the system. If it's a third-party ownership model, that means the roof owner comes to a solar provider or a solar developer and he says, I want to install a solar rooftop and I'm interested in a PPA contract. That means basically that the investment cost will be nothing for the roof owner, but the solar developer will pick up all the costs for installing the system and all the equipment as well. The electricity savings is a part saving of the electricity unit rate, so you may receive 10 to 12 to 15% reduction in the utility rate, depending on the contract terms with the PPA agreement. The ownership, the system belongs to the solar service provider. That's through the whole contract term. O&M is done by the solar developer, EPC contractor for the contract term as well. The benefits is limited investment cost and O&M for the facility owner, guaranteed savings for 25 years, and there's a buyback option as well, and then they can switch to self-finance later on if they need to. So next steps, solar survey. Basically, that's the next steps. We've got to go on to solar survey. That's why we need to move on to next steps. Nothing to say on there really. Solar survey is broken down into 5 parts. We get the site location, GPS coordinates, and the full address of the facility, so that we can start looking on Google Map, Google Earth, and everything else, and start planning the system. Building plans. We'll need a full set of building plans, floor plans and electrical plans. Number 3 is electricity consumption costs. We need the electricity bills for about 3 to 6 months, maybe even up to 12 months depending on the size of the system. And then we also need to know what type of system it is as well. Section 4 is load profile. That's basically come from the engineer of the facility, full load schedules and everything else of the facility. And then we need to take photos of the site and the roof and just check the roof out as well. Maybe we have to use a drone to take photos of the roof, depending on what's available. Case study here quickly. We did a factory in Bangkok. They had a 200 kilowatt system installed on the roof. The capital cost was 6 million baht. We did a complete EPC contract for them, and we give them 2 years O&M. They've got a 6-year ROI, and they save approximately 89,000 a month and about $1 million a year, and then they've got 19 years of further savings after that. Construction period from start to finish was 30 days, not including all the paperwork that we did before and all the permits as well, but the construction period itself. The equipment we use, Jinko solar panels, we use GrowWatt solar inverters, and the GrowWatt anti-reflux zero export meter to comply with the policy there. Challenges, the biggest challenge was doing all the permits and all the paperwork. Everything else was pretty straightforward. Solar rooftop, 200 kilowatt in Bangkok. This is what we normally do when we do a solar survey. We'll work out what's the best system and we'll do a full ROI for the customer as well. So what we can offer, Kunini offers a free consultation. We offer a free solar survey as well for anybody that's interested in a solar rooftop. There is possible financing available as our other company, which is a solar service provider. All solar roofs come with a 2-year O&M contract, which can be extended by 3-year increments after. Kunini offers a complete EPC service, a turnkey solution for any sized solar rooftop. Final notes. Thanks for attending my presentation and for listening to my video today. If you'd like to consult with us regarding your project, please email me or call me on my mobile. Below this video I will be putting links to our website, to my email, and some other notes as well down below. So make sure you look at it below. If you enjoyed this video today, please give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to know more about Kunini and what we're doing, please subscribe to our channel, and then we can keep you updated on everything that's happening with regards to solar or electrical here in Thailand. Okay, thanks very much. Bye-bye.